You and I have a job to do. At a time period which you will hear a lot of people talk about legislation and mental health, we need to up the volume about what Jesus can do in somebody's life. And that's our responsibility to do that. We need to have that as a public debate. We need to have that as the national discourse. There's not any amount of gun laws that are going to change what's going on. There's 300 million weapons in the United States alone. They're not going to legislate something to change. What needs to change is the human heart. And what has to change is people need to be reaching out that are Christians to share the gospel, because that is the peace that passes all understanding. And if we continue to fail to do our job as Christians, things are going to get only more chaotic. Now, there's some of us that are sitting here this morning that say, well, Cody, that's just the inevitable. Well, we got a part to control what you and I can control. We got a part to control what you and I can control. So who are those people that we know that we can be reaching out to? Who are those situations in our community that we can be reaching out to? We've got a huge job to do. And it ties in perfectly to the message that I want to share with you this morning about what it takes to become a scrappy church. I love this quote from Winston Churchill. You know, when World War II started, there was a big debate in the world whether or not they could stand up to Hitler. That they could even stand up to him. France appeased him. They didn't want war. So they let him just roll right in. And people kind of set off from the distance and said, I don't really know what this guy's doing, but it doesn't look good, and we don't really know if we want war. And as a result, he just continued to take over more and more countries. And Winston Churchill went to this school full of children, and he gave this speech in 1941, and I want to read this quote to you that he shared at London's Harrow School. Listen to this. He said, you cannot tell from appearances how things will go. Sometimes imagination makes things out far worse than they are. Yet without imagination, not much can be done. Those people who are imaginative see many more dangers than perhaps exist. Certainly many more than will happen. But then they also must pray to be given that extra courage to carry this far-reaching imagination. But for everyone, surely, what we have gone through in this period, I'm addressing myself to the school. Surely from this period of 10 months, this is the lesson. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never in nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. And I want to challenge you this morning as Christians, never give in. Never give in. Never give up. You see things like this in the world and you think you just throw your hands up, well, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Whatever. We can't ever give up.